Hello and welcome to School for Writers Season 2! Woohoo! We are in our second season, and if you haven't listened to Season 1, you still have time to go back and binge listen to all of it. Today, we're going to focus on the actual space, the physical space around you that you need to write. That is why I brought on Jen Rayo to talk with us today. Jen Rayo is a minimalist home organizer who specializes in clutter clearing and its magical benefits. Y'all know how much I love my witchy magicalness. The magical benefits of clutter clearing. We're starting the new year with clearing space for writing, clearing an intentional space for you to spend 2021 writing. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay, well, it's integral to my story, and I'm so glad that you led with that. I have really great news. I come from a long line of hoarders as well.
Woohoo! There's hope for us yet.
Yes. So it's a big part of my backstory is that I was not raised to be an organized person. I shopped a lot. I collected a lot. I had messy apartments. I had all of the things. I had the frustrations and losing things and not getting promotions at work and thinking that I should be doing better than this. And then when I discovered minimalism and decluttering, it was like everything fell into place. You do not have to be born organized. You can absolutely learn and take small steps every day to become more organized.
Why does it matter that my space is clear?
I always like people to know that the more space that you have, that it's easier to work in. So it also gives you extra space for new ideas to come. Okay, so imagine that you have a pile in your workspace that's on the ground right now, and you've been meaning to put it away for 2 weeks. The energy around it is that even if you're working on your work, anytime that you glance over at that pile, it's going to bring up feelings of procrastination, of regret, possibly of guilt. And it can all happen in a fleeting second. And that's the thing about when these piles grow around us, is it almost becomes like a blanket of those negative feelings. And that's why a big reason why clearing the space and having the ability to focus, because you don't have all of these little emotions being triggered, whether you realize it or not. That's also, I think, such an interesting part of it. So it's 4 steps, and they all start with C. So you collect, clear, commit, and complete. So like you did in your room, you chose one small area. I think it's really important, especially when you're building the muscle with this, that you choose an area that you're like, I'm confident I can finish what I'm starting. So for some people that might be, a pencil case, and for other people it might be their dresser. There's a range of how much you could get done depending on your energy level, the time of the month. There's so many different reasons that you might do more or less. But you always start with collecting. So you take everything out of whatever space that you've chosen, everything, so that before you put it back in, it's blank and you're cleaning it and really giving that kind of energetic once over that is it's it's empty and it's ready to receive what you put back. So you collect, and then clearing is when you're actually purging and deciding if you're going to keep it or not. Committing is, for me, the piece where I'm kind of bringing in minimalism a little bit more, and the idea that asking yourself what actions brought this space to where it is, and what do I need to change in order for it to stay how I want it to stay. So I think that anyone can, go around their house with a box and, throw things into it and feel good for a while, but yeah, I decluttered. But if you're not changing your habits and your actions, the risk is that your space will just keep going back to the same state. So that's step number 3. And I like people to think about it while they're in it. It could have to do with shopping. It could have to do with just your daily habits. But that's number 3. And then 4 is complete. So put it all back. Don't leave it for later. Have it be done, whether it takes you 10 minutes or an hour, or if you have more time on a weekend, say 2 hours. And just know that, okay, I got that done.
Do you have any last minute tips for people who are trying to create a clear space for their writing in their life?
The most common question is, where do I start? And I'll just always say, start anywhere, start small, start easy, pick something, take care of it, and then you move on. Be patient with yourself, work on the belief that you can do it if this is something that you really want. um, Garner up the motivation and the belief in yourself that you are capable of making great change in your life, because we all are.
Is if people want to hear from you more and learn more about your expertise or even maybe even hire you, where can we find you?
Yes, so I am at clearyourlife.ca and I'm at clearyourlife on Instagram. And if you go to clearyourlife.ca/guide, you can get a more in-depth booklet of what I was talking about with my 4-step system. And then you'll be on the email list and you'll get lots of little motivational. I'm in your inbox to make you feel good, truly. So like, if you ever need to open up your email and be like, oh, I'm so glad I opened this email, those are the kind that I send.